Demand for food banks is now spiralling towards unprecedented high levels, and it's getting worse by the day. People queuing for hours, starting at daybreak to do so. More Aussies having to make a decision between using electricity, paying the rent, or going hungry. People turning to food banks is now just not to top up the pantry. Australians are simply finding they can't afford to buy food from the shops anymore. And those that we keep electing to government are happy in their protected bubbles, happy in not having a clue as to what living day to day in this way is like. Volunteers in food banks are the glue that's keeping communities together. They pull everyone close through thick and thin. But take a time to ask yourself, how did things get this bad? Problems seem to be piling up politically, socially, financially. Everybody's struggling in one way or another. The people, however, are starting to realise that government, these kind of people our communities collectively keep electing, are letting them down, failing the people in all manner of ways and responsibilities. Aussies, if we try and vote for a difference, a better life, for that long overdue change to come, but sadly those that we elect time after time come from privileged backgrounds, career politicians, who have no idea what it is like to be in poverty in remote rural areas. And as a result, people are becoming more and more remote, not geographically, but remote from whatever else is going on in society. People now know that they will not be able to pay their rent, feed or clothe their kids, and or turn the lights on, which is an impossible situation to be in. But the people's government is not going to be there when the people need them the most, time and time again. So why bother voting? Current politicians, so-called leaders, asking everyday Aussies to choose between eating or switching the lights on. Put simply, these politicians, they're okay. They survive on what we, the people, pay them. People haven't got the resources to play the role of governments. So we have to carry on in the belief that everything is okay. People have been let down to date by politicians, for decades really. This means the Aussies have become disengaged from politics. They decide not to vote. They might not see themselves as political in any way. But the level of public anger as people are being affected by the cost of living personally, on their families, on their neighbours, this is changing. As a possible future leader, we need to get better organised in our Barwon communities. Start to talk amongst ourselves about new leaders, those leaders that are emerging from amongst our ranks of the less privileged, the common folk. Start to protest, it will make you all stronger, and then as a result help send a feeling of fear through the ranks of current politicians. Vote for change in your representation and not more of the same. We Aussies need to come back fighting. Remember, we don't lay down. It is in our Aussie DNA. If pressed against the wall, we come back fighting every time. It's who we are. We need to state the obvious. We need to build social housing, etc. We need to demand from politicians a better sense of what governments are supposed to do for our communities. My name is Stuart Howe, your true independent candidate for Barwon, and I have a plan.